Hi there, I'm Shawn Michael Foley, floral artist from Birmingham, Alabama. Now today I had a client call and ask for a mock-up for a rehearsal dinner coming up, but with one little bit of a twist. They want to do a non-traditional arrangement for this one. So what I'm going to do is put together a fun, natural, textural look for them. So let's get started, shall we? First, let's get started with a little bit of this beautiful equisetum provided by Mayesh. Now, whether you're an old pro or you're a new beginner just starting out, there's some great tips and tricks for using equisetum. Let's cover those right now in a quick crash course.
When cutting equisetum into segments, make sure that you cut them all in the same direction, whether it's a bias cut or simply cutting them straight across. Use your segments to help cover the foam. Using varying heights of the same cut will add interest.
Now, as you can see, I have the 3 of these ready here. Just make sure that foam is completely covered because it does definitely set you apart as a professional that there's no foam showing. So now that these are ready to go, we're going to go ahead and start with our sunflower centers for our next step.
Often when petaling sunflowers, you're left with this little bit of yellow petal residue. We definitely don't want that. Simply reflex them back towards the calyx, and they will pop right off without leaving any residue behind.
I'm just finishing up the last one here of our sunflowers, and as you can see they're all beautifully petaled, no yellow residue or anything like that. Now we're going to go ahead and get these ready to go into our arrangements. Now when you insert your sunflowers, use your knife or clippers and just cut them relatively short. You don't need them all that long since we have a lower centerpiece that we're doing. So just go ahead and get them in there nestled. And I strongly recommend that you do a stair-stepping technique. This provides a little bit better depth and interest for your design. And just keep going until you have it pretty much covered, reserving just a little bit of room for some more equisetum. We'll get to that in just a second. Here, since these are a little bit larger, I really only need 4 or 5. And there's always one that gives you attitude. Now that we have all of our sunflowers in place, I'm going to show you quickly how to wire equisetum to make it work and kind of bend to however you want it to go.
Now simply pierce through the top of the equisetum, pushing downward. You will feel the wire pierce through each segment as you go. Now you are able to manipulate the line of the equisetum. Now let's get back to our design.
Now that we have our sea of equisetum already wired, we're going to go ahead and get these to start to connect together with it. So as you can see, I did reserve a little bit of room in each one so you can get to the foam. And that's what this is for here. You just simply place it in. And then we're going to bend it. Always bend it at a joint. Don't bend it in between. It looks much more natural that way. And this is going to allow me to get a beautiful dynamic line flowing through our 3 arrangements to go down the entire table. And you may notice that over on design 2, things looking a little bit hairy. That's normal though. We're going to blend those in once we start that second one. So we're going to continue this idea over to the 3rd and final one. Equisetum is very forgiving if you're kind to it. We can just feed it underneath and just keep on going. Okay, I've just finished my second one here, and all I have left to do with the equisetum is I'm just going to add a little bit to the 3rd one just to anchor it and finish it off a little bit. Once I get that done, we're going to add some extra little fun textural elements for some finishing touches. Now that I've completed the rest of the design, all 3 parts of it, I just want to make the table itself have a little bit more emphasis.
A few simple sunflower centers help relieve the tension from the dynamic line. And of course, a little pop of candlelight. Add that tiny personal touch, and our tablescape is complete. If you liked this video and would like to see more, go to Mayesh.com and vote for Shawn Michael Foley, and make me your next Mayesh Design Star.